Cindy Crawford is getting honest about the realities of being a young model in the 80s. In the new Apple TV Plus docuseries The Supermodels, the 57-year-old reflected on how Oprah Winfrey treated her during an awkward 1986 appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show when she was just starting in the fashion industry. Crawford recalled how the media mogul requested that she stand up and show off her body to the audience. "I was like the chattel or a child. Like, be seen and not heard," the runway star admitted of the uncomfortable moment on television. "When you look at it through today's eyes, when Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body. Like, show us why you're worthy of being here," she continued. "In the moment, I didn't recognize it. Only when I look back at it, and I was like, oh my gosh. That was so not okay, really. Especially from Oprah." In another part of the Juicy Tell-All series, Crawford opened up about her former marriage to Richard Gere, who she wed when she was only 22 years old and he was 37. "In the beginning of a relationship, when you're a young woman, you're like, you like baseball? I like baseball. You're really into Tibetan Buddhism? I might be into that. I'll try that," she explained. "You're willing to kind of mold yourself around whoever you are in love with," the brunette beauty said of their romance, which lasted from 1991 until they called it quits in 1995. Crawford noted how after she married the Pretty Woman actor, she began to drift away from hanging out with the fashion elite and began an entirely new direction in her life. "He was older, so I just was like in a different circle," the mother of two stated. In a past appearance on Oprah's Master Class, Crawford revealed how difficult it was to be with a fully grown adult when she was still growing and evolving as a young woman. "I think a lot of what happened with Richard, and I was still 22, and at 22 as a young woman, I was kind of still figuring out who I was and what I wanted to be. He was already 37, so in some ways he knew that I was still growing and changing," she said. "I didn't want to hear it from him because at 22, you think you know everything, and you think you're already formed, and then you realize 10 years later, you're like, oh my gosh, they were totally right," the businesswoman said. Crawford married Rand Gerber in 1998. They share son Presley Gerber, 24, and daughter, Kaya Gerber, 22.